Welcome back. I got a Blu-ray and DVD update for April. First up is The Evil Within. This is a film released in 2017 that I was much more interested in the backstory of the director than the movie itself. Never seen it, but the guy that directed, Andrew Getty, was a heir to the J. Paul Getty billionaire's oil fortune, oil dynasty, and he died in mysterious circumstances surrounding the making of this film. This was like a lifelong project of his. So I wanted to check it out simply because of that. Unfortunately, I don't see... This really doesn't have any special features, it doesn't look like. That's kind of a bummer. Alright, well... Next up, Patrick from Severin Films. And Patrick, I believe, was an Ozploitation film directed by Richard Franklin. It's also got interviews and a vintage TV interview with the director. What would an update be without some Franco goodness? How about The Sadist of Notre Dame? I reviewed this film on a Franco Fridays. It's a very good film with multiple versions out there floating around. I'm curious to see what the picture quality looks like on this. Severin always does a great job. Looks like we got a documentary short, and then of course Stephen Thrower, always surrounding the waters of a Franco film, is interviewed. And then you got selected scene commentary from the webmaster for Franco's State of Mind. So yeah, looking forward to that. The other side of that Severin bundle was Sinfonia Erotica, which this is another Marquis de Sade offering from Franco. He was obsessed with the Marquis de Sade and his stories, as many of you know after having watched Franco Fridays. This has an interview with the director and then Stephen Thrower. So I'm sure I'll be doing this one on a Franco Friday, reviewing it. Next up, Vestron's release. Finally got around to picking this up. Got to pick up Gothic next to keep up with my addiction of making sure I got all the titles. But yeah, this is Class of 1999, and it has a director-producer commentary from Mark Lester and then a series of interviews. Next up, I've got this for like $9 from Amazon, The Wolf Pack, which is an interesting story about some guys that kind of hole themselves up in their apartment in Manhattan and live out this bizarre kind of otherworldly fantasy life for years. Looks very interesting. I haven't ever seen it, but I've heard about it. And we got here the Scream Factory Collector's Edition, air quotes, Misery. James Caan's a great actor, and Kathy Bates was great in this. This is a 4K restoration interview with the director. Rob Reiner was the director, many of you may know Rob Reiner from All in the Family. He was Meathead in All in the Family, and of course he did Spinal Tap. Can't wait to check that out. It's been a long time since I've seen Misery. I got finished during the Drive-In Exploitation Challenge. I watched the documentary Electric Boogaloo, the story of Cannon Films. So I kind of had a Jones to check out some Cannon goodness, and I think Enter the Dragon's one of their better titles. This has Franco Nero and Susan George in it, and Sho Kazuki. Franco Nero is not a martial artist, but he pulls it off. He has great screen presence. Unfortunately, this Kino release doesn't have any special features other than a trailer. So I think if you're interested in the Ninja trilogy from Cannon, you're better off buying the Eureka the trilogy from the Eureka. I got this copy of Threads with the lenticular cover. Heard a lot of sobering things about it. Can't wait to watch it. I like kind of downer movies. This has an audio commentary with the director, Interviews with the actress Karen Meager. Interview with the director of photography. Should be interesting. This I got from Diabolic, The Dismembered. Or maybe I got it from Vinegar Syndrome. It's Garage House. I guess I got it from Diabolic. Don't know anything about it. It's a 1962 film, only 65 minutes. Transferred from 4K. Director's only 16mm print. Looks good. It's got an audio commentary with the director. Next up, I love these trailer compilation sets. Trailer Trauma 4, Television Trauma. Love these things. I could sit and watch this straight through. All the trailers are transferred into 4K. Also has an audio commentary. Looks like it's actually a little bit shorter than some of the others. It says 181 minutes. Then I got Web of the Spider, which I have never seen before. I believe Klaus Kinski is in this. Yep, Klaus Kinski is in it. 1971. Audio commentary by George Reese. And 2 audio commentary tracks, one by Stephen Romano. Antonio Margheriti trailer. I have seen this actually. This is a very good movie. I'm remembering it now. This is a very spooky gothic Italian film. I have this on Blu-ray. I don't know how. I think this came in the box of Dread, The Mind's Eye. I like The Mind's Eye. If you haven't seen The Mind's Eye, this is a good film. But yeah, I've already seen that. I went ahead and picked up this was a horrible movie, but I have to support Vinegar Syndrome, and this is Hobgoblins. I think the thing here, I'm interested in hearing the audio track from the director, just to check it out. Rick Sloan. Then I've got Leanna Quigley double feature. This is Murder Weapon and Deadly Embrace. And it's got some special features. It's a 2K scan, commentary track with the director. And then finally, good old Dennis Hopper in The American Dreamer. This is Dennis Hopper is such an interesting character. The special features here is a 30-minute making of a featurette, and then a 7-minute featurette. The inspiration for Easy Rider, I've always been curious about Dennis Hopper in his early days in the 60s. And American Dreamer is apparently a great 70s documentary that will hopefully give us some insight into that great actor, Dennis Hopper. Now, as releases and things coming up, there's a couple things I wanted to mention. Severin has a bundle coming out of Italian goodness, and that is May 29th. It's a 3-film Italian film bundle, Shocking Dark, or Terminator 2, and then Zombie 3 and 4, Fulci and Bruno Mattei. So I've already pre-ordered that puppy. I don't want to miss out on that. A rumor is out that Tyborn Films, if you don't know what Tyborn Films is, they were a kind of a C-grade company competing alongside of Amicus, following the lead of Hammer in British horror. They put out a little gem called The Ghoul with Peter Cushing, and apparently The Ghoul may get picked up and get a Blu-ray treatment. I hope it does. That's a great, overlooked horror film. And then Legend of the Werewolf is the other one that they mentioned that might get picked up and released. Scream Factory is going to release some steelbooks. Everybody probably knows this. Army of Darkness is going to get its 58th release. I don't actually know the number. I'm making it up. But it seems like Army of Darkness has been released so many times that it's going to get a steelbook. Life Force is going to get a steelbook release, and then The Howling. Arrow in June's releasing the complete Sartana Spaghetti Western collection. And then finally, the last one I had on my list was Vestron's release of Beyond Reanimator in July. Well, guys, that'll do it. Appreciate you watching, and let me know what you think. Thanks.